Alright, this is Willis's World, back to try again on this video. Because I almost finished the video, and game crashed. So, file was erased, and here I am re-recording it. But, this is the combination skill set between Succession and Awakening for the Sorceress. As you can see, I'm using my Blade of Darkness into my Turnback Slash into my Swirling Darkness. But what wasn't there before is that my Abyssal Blow comes next in the rotation. Now that goes from Awaken to Succession, and it will instantly put me back to my base kit, which lets me follow with Bloody Calamity into Shard Explosion, and then if you were seeing it over in my Succession video for Sorceress, I accidentally activated the Alter back to Awakening over there, which is while you're not in Awakening, you back hold both buttons, and it puts you back in your Awakening. But what that will do for the actual rotation in combat, you got your Blade of Darkness, Turnback Slash, Whirlwind, Crow, Bloody Calamity, Shard Explosion, and back hold both buttons. And then you're back in your Awakening. And then you transfer back. And yeah. That is the rotation. Now what all of that combo entails, the 6 buttons there, and the hold back both buttons. Well, both buttons. Okay, I'm going to restart that sentence. You press back and hold both buttons. And keep it held until you're fully into your scythe. Now what that will do is that will activate your Dark Flame all the way through, and then once the Dark Flame is fully through, it will actually activate, what was it? I think it was Grim Reaper? No, that's E. Sorry about that. Fuck, what was it? There is a different skill that activates before Grim Reaper's Judgment, but that does activate. Soul Harvest. No. Wings of Crow. There it is. For some reason, this will activate immediately after it's done. Transfer you into this, and then that will activate immediately after. Let that fully charge. It does good damage. But don't do the extra charged attack, because that will take your shards, and that will take away from your shard explosion. But basically what that full rotation implies is Blade of Darkness, Turnback Slash, Swirling Darkness, into Abyssal Blow, which Abyssal Blow is from the skill enhancement. And then from Abyssal Blow, you'll be going into Bloody Calamity or Shard Explosion, whichever one's available. And if neither of them are available, just go straight back to your Dark Flame. And Dark Flame is the back hold both buttons. What that will enable you to do is these 4 skills, then you just pop that, these 4 skills again, and that is the main primary of your kit. Now the reason I say alternate between these two whenever you're hitting into Abyssal Blow, because one of them is a heal and the other one's a resource generator, and both of them do a shit ton of damage. It's simple as that. Because Bloody Calamity is a 92 HP per hit, 6 hit ability to 10 targets. It is a massive heal. You do not want to skip out on it. And the Shard Explosion will consume up to 4 shards to do a single massive hit to 10 targets around you. I went and gave it extra resource gen per hit to make it so that those 10 hits are giving me even more. But it's already at base due to the fact that it's my shard consumption and it's on a 30-second cooldown. You're always going to have 4 shards for it, which means you are always going to be getting the 4 shard bonus of 60 MP per shard. That is 240 resource gen off of activation before the hits, which is why I put hit resource gen in there as well, because then that can add up to 200 more, because 10 hits with 20 per, that's 200. So you can actually get half of your resource back off of activating this ability alone. And that is very good, and there are other generators in here. If you really wanted, there is a alternate to Shard Explosion. I just don't know how I feel about it. You can use the flow for Cry of Darkness, but that can't be quick slotted. That's a shift space to activate. It's on a lot shorter cooldown, and it'll probably give you more of a damage flow, but it also detonates and needs to have the Blade of Darkness drone up. So that's it, like a immediate activation after you activate this to maximize it. That, or you have to time it just right after completing all of your awakening skills and pop it before Abyssal Blow to detonate it before it disappears to maximize. It's a lot of setup for that one, so I just like to stay with Shard Explosion because it's quick slottable, you don't need to press other buttons for it, and it gives you generation. This does not. Now, it's a fun rotation. It is a little bit advanced compared to other classes, but this rotation will heal you so much. Because, yeah, the transfer between them, there is a way to make it so that your Grim Reaper's Judgment heals, but that requires using your shards for that. Which means, at that point, just take Shard Explosion out and have that be your source of shard taking. It'll be activating when you transfer between anyway, because that is that charge. That's what it was. Now, this is the rotation in combat. Is a straightforward flow, and it's a lot of fun, and all of the heals that you've got in there make it funner. Because yes, all the awakening skills there, none of those actually heal, but once you transfer into your main kit, you got a 7-second cooldown there. That's 55 HP per hit on 5 hits to 10 targets. 50 times 55, it's a lot. You got Bloody Calamity. You got 6 hits, to 10 targets for 60 total hits for 92 HP per those on a 20-second cooldown. Those two heal a lot. Yes, those are the only two heals in there, but like I said, if you wanted to take Shard Explosion out there and just get some extra healing on top of that, you can make this heal as well by, when it's charging, keep it charging and press space to give it a extra charge bar, and when that charge bar finishes, rather than hitting 5 times, it will hit 7 times to 10 targets, and while it's extra charged, you regen 50 HP per hit with it. So it goes 70 hits with 50 HP per. It does add more buttons, but it will take out the Shard Explosion from your rotation. There are a lot of ways that you can play with the combination between the two kits. This is just the rotation that I have most enjoyed. Sorceress is a very variable character. There are a lot of things you can do with her, and there's a lot of things that complicate her. Because her shard usage, she has 3 abilities that you could very well have in the same rotation that uses them. I just like to have one so that I can maximize the effects of that ability. But that is it for the combination, and there are not going to be many characters in this game with a combination between the two that I actually enjoy, but that is Sorceress. Combination is actually fun with her. And that is Willis's World, signing out.